I'm Dane Sanders, podcasting from Costa Mesa, California, and this is your Simple Photo Minute. I am really excited to be speaking again this year at PartnerCon, which is Pictage's annual conference and convention in Los Angeles. And this year I'm going to spend a lot of time speaking about two concepts that elude a lot of folks and confuse a lot of folks, and that's merchandising and marketing. Well, if there's anyone on the planet who knows a lot about merchandising and marketing, it's Gary Fong. That name, everyone knows it in the wedding world, and they know it for a reason because he's just the master. Last year what he did was he went around the country and shared all of his secrets because he's retired now, and he thought, wouldn't it be better if all of his friends who happen to be wedding photographers could benefit from what he's learned? Well, he shared it, and going around to a bunch of cities around the country was beneficial, but it wasn't as beneficial as it could be. So he came home, made a cool merchandising package out of it, and made this 2 DVD set called the Getting Rich DVD, and he sold it, and he's done really well with it. But I'm still convinced there's not enough, based on the conversations I've had, there's just not enough people who still understand it yet, and they need to. One of the key concepts that Gary goes into in depth is this whole notion of album pre-design. And I'd love to explain a little bit of why it's so important. But rather than get into the technique of it, because really Gary does an incredible job of that in the DVD set, I want to share more just from my own heart why this kind of stuff is so meaningful to me. And to be honest, I need to be really frank here. I thought I understood what album pre-design was. I had a bad vibe about it. I didn't want to upsell people. That's not what I was into. But when I finally understood it, it wasn't that way at all. It was actually creating opportunity for the end user that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise. I'm celebrating my 10-year anniversary this year with my wife Tammy, which I'm so stoked on. But you know what I'm totally bummed on? I've been married 10 years and I'm a wedding photographer and I don't even have a wedding album yet. It's ridiculous. I have to make my own wedding album 10 years after the fact. It would have been so much better. I would have been grateful if my photographer had upsold me and given me an album pre-design that I could have purchased. I would have paid, especially in retrospect, if I could have these 10 years of having those pictures in front of us, I'd pay tenfold what I would have paid back then. But it didn't even get offered to me, and that's the issue. In the digital age, it's more confusing than ever, and our brides and groups, they need help to get what they need, and that's what Gary's plan does. He basically sells you a franchise for under $200. So he came up with this DVD set after the tour, and basically it's a 2 DVD set, super easy to follow. He's a great teacher, and he talks you through with great detail all the specifics you need to know to incorporate album pre-design in a way that doesn't overwhelm you, and actually I think makes your photo life and business workflow dramatically simpler. He puts gutters and parameters on how to guide your bride to exactly where they need to go, and that's what it is. It's understanding the nature of timing, understanding the nature of merchandising, and understanding how to give people what they want when they're ready to buy. Again, I said this a minute ago with my story of my own life. I wish someone had done this for me, and they didn't. And now, thankfully, I'm doing it for my own brides, and I can't tell you, not only are they buying, but they're now selling me as they get to share not only the tangible album when it's all done, but the album pre-design that goes around the world through the vantage point of the internet. So you got to check it out. I'm so stoked he was gracious enough to offer us a discount code so that we can all benefit from it. Anyone who views Simple Photo Minute or passes our show on to someone else who you think might benefit from it, they can take advantage of it. So this is what you need to do. You need to go to the site that's listed on my blog, and then what you need to do is enter this particular code. And you have to be really careful with how you spell it and write it, because otherwise you won't get the discount. So make sure you do this at checkout. The code is SIMPLE2GET-RICH. SIMPLE2GET-RICH. SIMPLE, the number 2, get rich. Enter that code at the checkout. You'll get 50% off, and you will be stoked. So that's it for this week. I hope to see you next week at PartnerCon. I'm on day 1. I just hope you guys come and enjoy yourselves, and can't wait to see you and hang out. Take care. God bless.
Photocastnetwork.com, your photography resource in the potosphere. Photocastnetwork.com